Hey guys, welcome back to the Mango Boys podcast. Today, once again, I am Duncan.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Clay, and we are minus a Drew today.
We lost Drew. So today, we decided, because we don't really have an idea of something to do, and we're also going to do stuff like this, or maybe creepypastas, just fucking shit that's easier to do.
Today,
when we don't have a member.
I forgot if you said it or not. We're doing Storytimes Part 2, because we decided that we were going to do that, or the creepypastas and all that stuff, when we're down a member.
Yeah.
And today we're missing Drew, so shout out to Drew, we all love you.
Mm-hmm. Love you, broski.
Alright, boys, who's got a story?
Well, shit. Shit. PE can be fun if you're a tryhard. Yeah. Unless you have people like me and Clay here that like to fucking shit on anybody that's a tryhard.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, but at the very beginning, there's a scene where they're outside playing baseball. And one guy, hits the ball to deep center. And one guy goes and he runs and grabs it, obviously. Throws it to another guy. They actually, coach calls the kid safe, but the kid argues with it. And so he hits, I think he said second at this point. Anyway, the second baseman argues with it.
Yeah.
And they end up getting in a fist fight because that's how hard they went in PE.
Dude, I'm just going to say, I love getting into fist fights.
Me too.
Honestly, you know what's more fun than a fist fight, though?
What?
For example, me and Jeff did this a couple days ago. Wrestling. Like, fucking grappling onto each other and trying to throw each other to the ground. I think that's fun.
It is fun.
It is, yeah.
I do enjoy fighting.
Yeah.
However, I need to have a conversation with someone before it happens.
Yeah, no.
Because, sometimes I've been at places where people have just walked up to me and started trying to fight me. And, I have no idea what they're mad about.
Yeah.
I need to understand what's happening before I do anything. Before I know whether I'm in the wrong or not.
I think it was a couple of weeks ago, me and Reese M, we decided we were going to fight. But, of course, we needed to set some ground rules because we don't want to fucking bleed all over the place and shit. And so instead of just, fully going at it, we just played taps. Which, taps is fun.
I don't know what that is, actually.
Instead of actually punching, you just fucking tap them. And you're counting how many taps you get on each other.
Oh, so it's almost like fencing.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds cool, actually.
Now, you did bring up baseball, which gives me a little thing to talk about, which isn't a story, but I have a question for you guys. When it comes to baseball, do you guys agree with me with the point that it's fun to go to a baseball game and it's fun to play baseball, but if you're watching baseball on the goddamn TV, you're a lunatic?
I agree entirely. I cannot. That's me with any sports, though.
My uncle loves watching baseball on the TV.
Now, I will, for big games, like the World Series.
Oh, World Series makes sense.
Super Bowl, that kind of stuff. I enjoy sitting down and watching those, but...
you don't even watch the Super Bowl and stuff?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I watch the Super Bowl and...
not the Super Bowl. You don't watch football games?
Sometimes.
I watch soccer games.
If it's a team that I like, I'm a Steelers fan, personally. I don't know where I got it.
Well, then again, I'm a Packers fan, so where the fuck did I get that from?
Well, Green Bay, Wisconsin, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We're kind of close.
If I can see and I do enjoy Bears games and that kind of stuff from around here. But that's not something I can do. I gotta be doing something else. When was the last time anyone in here watched a movie on the TV? Not like a classic movie, like a movie you've never seen before, and didn't play on your phone.
Ooh. I do that all the time.
It depends on
Here's the thing.
If it's a movie on TV,
Clay.
I'll play on my phone all the time.
There's a little bit of a bias here. I love cinema, and I love theater. True. So, when I watch a movie, I sit down, I put down everything. I don't even have my phone in the same room.
Jeez.
And I sit down and I watch that movie.
I'm a little bit of both.
And I have a thing, me and my dad have a thing where instead of picking out a movie and it ends up being shit and we just don't watch it, we watch the whole thing, the whole 30. For example, my favorite director in the world, I love this man to death, is Quentin Tarantino.
Everyone loves Quentin Tarantino, dude.
Right. But
he doesn't get a whole lot better than Quentin Tarantino.
I got a story to tell you about Quentin.
Alright, he's my all-time favorite. And once we get into an episode on cinema, or if we ever do that, definitely I'm gonna have a lot of conversation about him.
I like
But
Tarantino.
I watched a movie of his, and it was good in the first half and dog shit in the second half. If you know what movie I'm talking about, it's Death Proof, which is about stuntman Mike, whose whole character arc is killing people with his car.
I actually looked up Quentin Tarantino, and I didn't realize how many movies he actually had.
He doesn't have that many, actually.
Like his ninth one?
Yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is his ninth one, and I'm so fucking hyped.
I'm very hype about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
People are talking about Endgame, but I feel like people are gonna sleep on that
Is
movie.
he also an actor?
He acts in his own movie.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of movies with Quentin Tarantino.
Okay, see, here's the thing.
I know The Hateful Eight was his last one.
Hateful Eight.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, okay.
That was a good movie.
So the list goes... First one was Reservoir Dogs.
I knew that.
Second one was Pulp Fiction.
I thought that was the third.
Pulp Fiction second, because then it's Jackie Brown.
You're correct.
After Jackie Brown, this is where I might be wrong. I think it's Kill Bill 1 and 2.
I think you're correct.
I think that's right.
Because
And
those,
yeah,
I
and
think
then
you're right.
Inglourious Bastards.
Inglourious
Django.
Bastards is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I have only seen it once.
I
and I'm
love that
embarrassed to
movie,
say
dude.
that.
I love
Oh, no.
my favorite scene in that movie is when they have those Nazis lined up in I think there's like three of them. Three of them. I just put up number 4, by the way. Anyway, I think there's 3 of them, and they're all lined up, and they won't give out like any information. They're trying to get information or something, and one guy says, "Well, I guess we're just gonna have to call such and such." I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker is so scary. He comes out of this long tunnel.
Yeah.
And he's just hitting a baseball bat on the
Oh,
walls of the
That
tunnel while
fucking
he's walking
scene,
away.
yeah.
My
It's a
favorite-
great scene.
This is why-
I love the opening scene with like
Oh,
they're
fuck.
finding the Jews. And
Yeah.
they all walk in and it's just like this machine gun the entire floor. The
Now-
music's going. It's just
That said, we are not anti-Semitic.
no. We're not anti-Semitic.
Hey, I'm a Jew.
Okay,
Jewish.
so my Quentin Tarantino story. He just said this on Conan, where he's got a.
Anytime there's an interview with Quentin Tarantino, it's gonna be good.
His interviews are fucking awesome.
I know.
He
Not
had
a whole lot of actors actually do good in interviews.
I know.
He shuts down people that he doesn't
Oh
want to
yeah,
talk
he
to.
did.
Have you ever seen, like, I forgot who he was being interviewed by.
He
but
didn't like being interviewed by Jimmy Fallon.
No,
It was not the Jimmy Fallon one, but it was
It
a
was some other
different
guy. I know you're talking.
He
It's
did.
this black dude. And
it was an Indian guy.
Oh, was it the not Atman?
it doesn't really
That's
fucking
like
matter,
racism
but
is-
basically the guy decided to bring up something that Tarantino hates
He's
people
talking
to
about-
bring up was if violence in his movies are making kids violent. Which
Yeah.
I think is bullshit.
Yeah, I think the
Quentin
same thing
called-
with video games and all that.
Quentin, he pretty much shut this guy down. He was like, "I'm shutting your ass down."
Now
Yeah.
that said, you know, there's games that like in one of the Call of
If you
Duties,
say
I can't
fucking
remember.
GTA, I'm gonna be pissed
Oh
off.
no, fuck.
Modern Warfare 2, you mean?
Yes,
The
there's
airport
a
scene?
there's a level where you are literally Russians and you run into an airport.
Oh,
and
yes!
Okay.
slaughter
Okay.
everyone.
But you have an option not. You can walk the entire level and not fire your gun at all, except for the police officers.
Yeah.
You have there's places where people walk the entire level and not fire a single shot.
But that's not
told-
satisfying.
Yeah, not at all.
Mowing down, oh shit, I can't say
Okay.
that. Mowing down a shit ton of people in
Wait,
an
that's
airport
really-
is really fun.
Oh, don't say that.
Okay, so
You're gonna get the fucking NSA at your doorstep.
But so the interview, Conan was talking to Quentin Tarantino, and he said he's got this big purple dildo. And whenever a cast member falls asleep, he gets the dildo right in front of their mouth, get the camera guy, and when the person yawns, he shoves the dildo right up.
That
their
is
mouth.
fucking
Takes
awesome.
the
That's
picture of it.
amazing.
He hangs up on a wall. If they do it more than once, he gets a print on a T-shirt, and the cast member has to wear that T-shirt on set.
For like a
So-
scene too and shit?
Not in a scene, no.
Oh.
But like when they're not doing a scene, you have to wear that. So note this up: if you work for Tarantino, do not fall asleep near him. Else we'll get the dildo
Tarantino
on.
is a fucking badass.
I love Quentin Tarantino.
Now, did you ever hear, this is a spoiler.
Where in the, was Django Unchained before The Hateful Eight?
Yes.
I think it was, yeah.
Django is
Oh.
a beautiful movie.
I love
And
that. KKK
I've only
scene.
seen scenes. I haven't seen the whole thing.
Have you seen the KKK scene?
No.
Oh my god.
Pretty good scene. Pretty good scene.
I just the Inglourious Bastard scene with the baseball bat and the guy is my favorite Tarantino scene. Period.
My favorite scene in Django is a very fucked up scene, and it's some girl, a plantation girl, is getting whipped by a slave owner, and Django comes over, and he fucking challenges the dude to a fight and wins the fight, takes the whip from him, and ties him to the tree and whips him.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a violent scene, and it's beautiful.
I remember the KKK scene, like a bunch of racist guys, and they're all doing a raid, and they get to like a spot, they talk about pretty much the game plan.
Yeah, and they all can't see. Yeah, they all can't see through the eye holes.
Yeah, they're like, I can't see this fucking thing. I can't ride this fucking thing.
Now, if you guys like Django Unchained, from what I've seen, it's similar to this movie called I don't know. Do you guys have Netflix?
I do have Netflix.
I do. Yeah.
Well, sometime when you're free, there's this movie called The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Watch that movie. Great.
It's a great movie.
Good movie. Coen Brothers.
What?
Coen Brothers.
Yeah. My
Beautiful.
personal favorite story. Is it 7 stories?
I think it's 7.
I
Which
think
one's
it's
your
7.
favorite?
I like the first one. That's my personal favorite.
The first one's good.
The second one is really good too. The one with
The
Lord.
gold guy was pretty fun.
who was the actor in Taken?
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
Oh, with the
With the-
okay, we can't say what he
anyway,
is.
that
but
was my least favorite one.
it was a depressing one.
It was very sad.
It really.
There wasn't very much talking. I didn't like that part.
I did.
I understand in some movies it's really good not
Okay,
to have talking.
I
Like
see,
the movie A Quiet Place. Have you seen that yet?
I've not seen it, but I know the point of it, that they can't talk.
They say like 42 words throughout the entire movie.
It has to do with the plot, though.
Yeah, it's almost a 2-hour movie.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
And they say like 42 words. And it's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good movie.
Well, yeah.
For those of you that don't know what it is, which I'm sure you've seen it, it's about
aliens that can only hear, I think, right?
Yes, they can only hear. So when someone makes a sound, they come right out of the fucking woods and eat them.
Mm-hmm.
So in one scene, there's one of the kids knocks over a lamp or something, and it hits the ground, and this alien, you just see him, whoom, right out of the woods, snatches his fucking kid back into the woods, and you can hear him eating him.
Oh, that is awesome.
And, well, but, however, you think his mother is right there. She can hear all this as well. Think about how fucked up that is that she can't cry or do anything.
Oh.
That's great. That's good filmmaking.
That is good filmmaking.
I love film, and I love good movies.
Anyway, back to the Ballad of Buster Scruggs. We were talking about... It's based off of... I think it's 7 stories. We've established this.
I think it's a bunch of ideas the Coen brothers had, but realized they couldn't make a full movie out of it.
Yeah, anyway, essentially it's a...
For reference, Coen brothers also made For Art Thou, right? That movie?
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yes, that one.
That's a good
And
Matrix?
a beautiful movie by the name of... what's the name? The Big Lebowski. God damn.
Oh my god,
That
they
took
made
forever.
The Big Lebowski?
They made The Big Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski, for those of you that haven't seen it, because it's not all too popular, actually.
Yeah, I put it on.
Back in the day, it was really popular, but nowadays, people don't really know about it.
It's such a good... I love every bit of that.
I do too. The whole point of the movie is fucking stupid. It's really...
I love it.
It
It's
has a
great.
stupid-ass plot.
Mm-hmm.
But it is so funny and so... It's, like, mind-blowing. Like, you'd never think about this. Like, in the beginning, these people break into this guy's house because there's 2... What's his first name? Something Lebowski.
Oh, I don't remember.
Is it Mike, maybe? No.
Mike Ladowski.
You're out of your element, Donnie.
You're out of your element, Donnie! Shut the fuck up, Donnie! You're out of your element!
Dude, nah. Okay.
Anyway,
spoiler alert, but when Donnie dies, I get so sad.
I know! They're like, he's been shot! No, he's having a fucking heart attack!
He's having a heart attack, goddammit. The weasel eating off Jeff Bridges' genitalia.
Yeah.
It's great movie.
I was in fucking Vietnam!
I was in Vietnam. No, you weren't.
Oh.
It was such a great fucking movie.
Now,
Anyway, my favorite scene in that movie is when he comes back in, and there's that really weird Chinese guy and that other guy that's like trying to get money out of him, even though he's broke as fucking can be.
Not Chinese. I believe they're from Holland. If you're talking about the Big Lebowski.
Maybe. You might be correct.
I think they're from the Netherlands.
I'm not sure. Anyway, and this guy, they end up, like, plunging the Big Lebowski's face in the fucking toilet a bunch.
Yep.
And then, like, when they realize that he doesn't have any money, they just piss on the rug.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the whole plot of the movie.
Yeah.
The whole plot is he wants to get payback for them pissing on his rug.
Yeah. That's all it was. He goes up to this other guy who has the same name, and his name is drawing a blank to me.
It's also Lebowski.
Yeah, but it's something Lebowski.
Yeah.
They have the same first name also. Mm-hmm. He's this really old rich guy in a wheelchair.
Yes.
And this man makes an appointment with him, goes into his house, which is massive, and begs him to buy him another rug.
And he won't do it.
And he won't buy him another rug. Anyway, so on the way out, the butler goes, "How was your meeting with Mr. Lebowski?" He goes, "He told me to take any rug in the house." And he walks out with this rug. So, on the way out, this is the funniest part of the entire movie. He sees his wife, his trophy wife, because he's rich and old.
Yeah.
He sees his wife, and his wife's painting her toenails, and puts her foot up to his face and says, "Blow." Like, blow her toenails, like dry them. And he goes, "All right, are you going to do the same for me when I'm done?" And she goes, "I'll suck your cock for $1,000. Favorite part of the entire movie. And, oh my god.
Now, as much as I love movie discussions, we need to save some of this for...
our actual cinema. Okay, it's story time, boys. I have a story. And for most of our listeners, they're from WCHS anyways, so they'll know a lot of this. Last Saturday, I did some stupid shit. We had an
record the podcast, for example. Why we couldn't record the podcast, by the way. Not actually.
We
all were busy.
Yeah.
We can talk about why we were all busy if we need to, but
I don't know. We all just had shit going on. Anyway.
I mean, yeah, my sister, Maddie, had her Special Olympics, so went to that.
Good deal. And she placed second in the
second
50?
in 50-meter run and placed third in tennis ball throw.
There you go.
Pretty fucking proud of her.
Yeah. Anyway, so we had the FFA car show last week. And, people bring pretty cool fucking cars. But also, people brought bikes. Now, some of my friends ride dirt bikes. They don't ride motorcycles yet. And I thought, hey, how hard can it be? And one of our good friends who's going to be on an episode, actually, so I think we can say his name.
Say his first name.
Alex. Mm-hmm. He wanted me to take his shift at work on the next day, which was Sunday, obviously. So I told him, I said, "Hill, here's the situation. You let me ride your bike, I'll take your shift." And he said nothing other than, "Okay." All he said. Now, I was actually kind of surprised. I got it started on the first kick. And then when I went to put it into gear, it's a manual. I keep in mind, I've never ridden a dirt bike before. It's a manual. I don't know how to ride a manual bike. So I put it in gear, and I dropped the clutch, and I stalled. Second time, got it started on like the third kick or so. Put it into gear, stalled it. Third time happened again. I don't need to explain it all. And then he said, "Here, watch this." And he got on, started it right up. He's been doing this for years. He's a professional.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gets right on, goes down, comes back. He's like, "Does that look easy enough?" I was like, "Simple enough." I got on, put it in. I got it in first. I didn't drop the clutch this time. I gave it a little too much gas. I did a really cool 6-foot burnout. And then the thing that fucked me over was I hit a storm drain. And the front tire popped up. And I thought, okay, I'm doing a wheelie. This is fine. I'll let off the gas a little bit. So I let off. It started to drop back down. And I whiskey throttled. I went full bore. And the bike went... It was, I did a really, really, really cool about 10-foot wheelie. And then at that time, my body said, "Hey, you should probably bail off right now." So I bailed off. I got a little fucked up on the knee, but the bike is okay. It was actually really cool, and I didn't think someone would stand up for me like this. But you know, it's a car show. There's a lot of cool cars, old classic cars.
Yes.
And
you didn't hit any with the
no.
Okay, good.
I was about when the bike landed. It was still like 10 foot away from any really expensive
I
car.
thought the video he sent.
Anyway, so one of these guys comes out and he keeps bitching and moaning. You know, all the other people are like, "Oh shit, is he all right?" But this one guy's like, "I swear to Christ, if you'd hit my fucking car," and he keeps saying that a few times and you know different words or whatever. But finally, one of these other kids that I've never really been a huge fan of, but this like really like
First
put
name,
him.
none.
I won't say it. SH initials.
Okay.
I think you can guess who that is.
Yeah.
Anyway, he really, I mean, it was really cool. He said, "Hey, dude, shut the fuck up. He just wrecked a bike. His problem's a little bit bigger than yours right now." And I thought that was really cool.
Good guy.
I thought that was really cool.
Shoutouts to
I'm
him.
dying.
Yeah.
Too much water.
Yeah, I had some water. Hey. It's down, it won't pipe.
So, you guys still feeling good after Fear Pong?
I feel a bit better, but I still
hate my
still want
life.
to kill me.
Speaking of which, go ahead and watch Fear Pong when you have spare time.
Yes,
So,
and also mix sriracha and lime juice together and drink it.
you'll have a good time.
You will not have a good time. Don't let him.
I
trick
did.
you.
I did it, and I regretted it.
It is terrible. Absolutely
It's
fucking
bad.
terrible.
That was I've done games like that before where I've mixed stuff together with Drew. That's what we did tonight was worse.
We
I've
got a
never
lot
seen
of
that
fucked
bad.
up shit in there though.
Cement mixer,
That was terrible.
which
I didn't-
Clay still hasn't done.
At that point, I mean, when everything was said and done, I was still feeling the lime and sriracha. I couldn't.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Chief. That milk took it away instantly.
Mhm.
It just.
I was just. Here's my thing. I didn't. I felt it a little bit in my stomach. That was the problem. Still, like it was just like settling still.
Now, Daniel, you got any stories for us?
That's what I'm trying to think about. I'm trying to think of some work stories. We've got a lot of stories from work.
If you can't think of something, I've got one that our good friend Joe wanted me to say on the podcast.
Okay.
You can say it. Absolutely.
Joe really wanted me to tell this story because I've told it on the band bus a couple of times. I think Clay's heard this one,
Probably.
but it's the story of how my dad told me how to put down animals.
I don't think I've heard it actually.
And it has to do with a squirrel.
I might have. I just don't remember.
Squirrel had, jumped off of a tree and had landed on the side of the building of our house. And he decided, you know what? It's time Duncan needs to learn something because letting an animal suffer, like this squirrel had a broken neck and was jumping around and stuff, is very important for somebody to know because putting it out of its misery, it's hard to do. But it's,
Putting an animal down is the saddest thing on the planet. Hands down.
But you got to remember, it's better.
Yeah, it's better for
Oh
him.
yeah.
It's hard
It's
as
the
fuck.
same reason that when a horse breaks its leg, you don't try and fix it. You kill him,
Mm-hmm.
which is sad because horses are really cool, like graceful animals.
Horses are animals that are hard to kill.
Oh
for
yeah,
example.
they're very hard.
I know that from Red Dead.
Okay, just quick
I know that from Minecraft.
quick intersection right here. Have you guys seen that video of that horse that throws a fucking fit?
Do you know what we're talking
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I can see it.
it just throws a fit. Like its owner is like teasing it and doesn't give it something, and it just like it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
So it just like the owner backs away and takes a video, and the horse just takes like one hoof and goes. He just loud. It's so funny.
That's
I've
great.
seen videos where guys like riding on horses they get bucked off and mid-air gets kicked right in the back of the head.
Oh, I hate those
Like
videos.
he was like
Those
a rodeo.
videos make me cringe
It was
so
a
hard.
rodeo where like this guy's on a horse. The horse like bucks them all in mid-air. The horse hits the back of the head, and the guy had to go to the hospital.
Okay, I've never been kicked by a horse, but I've been kicked by a donkey once. Which donkeys are fucking assholes.
My mom's been bit by a horse.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, she was.
That fucking
she
hurts.
was
I've been
riding
bit by a horse
back
once.
when she
Been
was
bit by a
little.
horse.
And she did something to annoy where she got off the horse, and of course it turned its head, and it just bit her behind. Oh yeah. And
I
my
was
mom
bit by the
screamed.
horse at the FFA fucking petting zoo.
Really?
Yeah?
Her horse?
Yeah. Z's horse, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, continue with your story.
Okay, so, had to put down a squirrel. My dad brings out the plastic bag so that I didn't see all the blood and shit that would happen after this.
Yeah.
I don't know if there'd be much, but, he goes, Duncan, he picks up the squirrel, and it's squirming around in his arm, and he goes, Duncan, it's time I need to show you this. And he puts the bag around the squirrel's neck, and he twists it. So, all you hear is, silence.
Which you know that the squirrel felt pain for a hot second, and then it was...
Much better than swarming around and dying and... Yeah.
Now, all that said, my,
Don't put out an animal unless you absolutely have to.
Yes, correct. Now, I mean, I put my dog down last February, I think, and it's tough. It's tough shit. Anyway, my grandfather...
Well, there's a little bit more to the story.
What?
This is where we get to...
Oh, no! I don't like where this is going.
This is where we get to where the fucked up part of the story is. My dad takes it and he goes, Duncan, go ahead and hold it. You need to feel what this feels like. And I'm holding this limp, lifeless animal in my hands. And I give it back to him and I start crying. Because that was the second time I ever had a dead animal in my hands.
What was the other?
When my first hamster died.
Aww.
And I gave it back to him, and he goes, now here's the last step. He puts it back into the bag, and he ties the bag, and he throws it across the street.
Oh, no! Oh, no, dude!
Oh,
And now it's time for the more fucked up part. I was 9 years old.
Oh, God. Anyway, well, I do agree entirely with don't put an animal down if you absolutely have to. That said, I think if there's a really a dickhole animal, like a mean animal, sometimes
Once again, depends on the situation.
Yes, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Dickhead of a chihuahua, but it's a chihuahua and I don't fucking care. It's also an elderly chihuahua.
Anyway, so my grandfather, when they moved into the house they live in now, which is right across the street from the hospital, we're really close to him. When they got there, they have this little area that's a garden now. But when they got there, there was a dog there, and the dog hadn't been fed or anything in a long time, so they started feeding it whenever. Mm-hmm. What they came to find out was there was a reason the dog was left there.
Ooh.
It was a fucking asshole. Like, terrible. Like, my aunt used to go out and feed it, and it would, nip at her. Like, while she was trying to, provide food for the animal, it would, try and bite her. So one day my grandfather went out there when he was, when he just got off work, he worked for a long time. He was a union worker.
I thought you were going to say he was really fucking drunk.
No. That came later that night.
Yeah, well,
I'm sure. Anyway, he walks out there and he starts feeding the dog and he gets in there and starts cleaning and stuff. Dog bites him right in the leg, rips his jeans all the way down. And my grandfather, this has been a year or so since they moved into the house, and my grandfather said, that's fucking it. He called my grandpa, or my great-grandpa, sorry. His name was, I can't think of his name.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, he called him, he said, you got a place to bury a dog out at the farm? He goes, sure do. You need one buried? He goes, I will as soon as I get out there. He goes, and grabs his fucking dog right by the scruff of its neck. Which, at the time, it wasn't a full-grown dog. It was kind of a smaller dog, but it wasn't, young, so you're really not supposed to do that. But he, at this point, was fucking pissed.
Yeah.
So he got it, put it in the trunk of his car, shut the trunk, got on it, hauled ass all the way out to the farm. He brought a 14-gauge shotgun. Ooh. Said, Gary, pop that I think his name was Gary, my great-grandfather's. Anyway, he said, pop that fucking trunk. Great-grandpa pops the trunk. Out comes the dog. Boom! Dead.
Fuck.
Now, another story from my grandfather's perspective. Anyway, so he's getting off work, and he's driving a service truck home, and he sees this guy, and the guy, he's flagging him down.
Yeah.
And he goes, here's the deal. This dog, it was their dog, said, dog just got hit by a car.
Oh, fuck.
He goes, I can't put him down and my kids are about to get off the school bus. He goes, can you please put this dog down? And my grandpa says, it's gonna suck like a mother, but I'll do it. Exact words. He says, do you want it done here? Or should I take him out behind the trees? Guy says, well, since the kids are going to be home soon, probably take it out behind the trees, and I'll tell him
Hold on, I got it.
it ran away, or we had to, something about run around a farm up north, which is dog heaven, as most people know. Anyway, so Grandpa just, gets a hammer out of the truck. He had nothing else. I mean,
Fuck.
what are you going to do? I mean, shit happens. It sucks, but shit happens.
You gotta do what you gotta do, It's awful, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's shit, but... Anyway, so, like I said earlier, I put my dog down last February. And I fucking love that dog, dude. Like, that was my dog.
Yeah.
His name was Samson. Good dog. I really couldn't have asked for a better dog.
Yeah.
He's a black lab mix. He was mostly black lab. He was big. He's a big motherfucker. He weighed about 110 pounds.
Tearjerker episode.
Oh yeah, he weighed about.
I'm looking at you.
I've got
At
a
110 pounds.
funny story to tell after this.
Oh boy.
I'll lighten the mood. It's about my cat. Don't worry.
Oh god. Anyway,
It's funny.
but okay, so you guys know it floods in Watsika all the fucking time.
Yeah.
So we brought the dog to my grandparents for the night because we were gonna go help, bail out floodwater and shit out of crawl spaces. So it didn't get in the house, the garage, or anything. And we went to one of my mom's friends and we stayed there. We were there till about midnight, and we went home, which it took like 40 minutes to get home because we had to go all the way to butt nowhere to get home.
Yeah.
And we went and picked the dog up the next day, and the dog's back legs weren't working real well. Which labs are infamous for hip dysplasia, which is
same with my dog.
Yeah, essentially that's where, for those of you that don't know, their back hips just start going bad. And it was strange. It was so strange because we got the dog home and he was doing all this shit, and like he like couldn't walk. Like we had to set him on the couch, and like he always had this little spot. We laid down a blanket on the end of the couch, and that's where he sat. So we had to actually put him up there, like lift him up there, and it was terrible. So we tried to get him to go outside. He couldn't go to the bathroom. We tried to get him to eat. We ended up having to put his food on the couch. Yeah. Anyway, so we decided, hey, it's probably time. We called the vet. At the time, the vet was like, yeah, that's fine. My office is flooded right now, so we're out at the
other place.
East of town where PJ the DJ's office is.
Yeah.
Over there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's where they were at the time. And we were like, okay, we'll have him out there tomorrow. When? They said, bring him out there at 7:30. Okay. So, anyway, we call some people, and we're like, we got to get him back on the couch, because we tried to get him to go outside, we couldn't get him back on the couch. So we called some people. My best friend at the time, who, we're not going to talk about that, her
Is that
and,
for another episode?
No, that's that's something we probably shouldn't talk about. Okay. Her and her parents came over, and her dad's not a big dude, but he's a strong dude. So we ended up, it took all 5 of us to get his ass back on the couch. Because, when you pick up a dog, it's awkward. Like a big dog like that, you can't really pick him up very well.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I slept back there in that room that night, and we had my uncle come out the next day because we were going to have to put him in the back of the car. And my uncle gets there, and the dog gets up, runs his ass over to my uncle, and is jumping on him. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And he goes outside. This dog was such a good dog. It knew so hard not to pee in the house. He waited 18 hours holding in his piss and went outside and pissed. And we're like, what the fuck? And, I mean, we knew the time was coming because he, when he, dogs bend down to piss. Mm-hmm. When he did that, he couldn't really stand really well. So
still put him down that day.
Yeah, we ended up having to. Anyway, so we were talking to my uncle, and my uncle goes, I I mean, it sucks, but it's probably the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So we ended up getting him in the car, and we go to this place. Just not quite east of town. We get there. Guy's not there. We call him. He goes, I'm in a boat on the way to the hospital right now to get some medicine for other animals. And he goes, you should probably just take him somewhere else. And I was like, what the actual fuck? That is the shittiest thing you can do. Mm-hmm. So we ended up taking him to, it's in Kentland. Good people. Good people.
Is it another vet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good people.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
That's a relief. I was about to be.
Yeah, they ended up. I mean, they explained it to us and everything. You know, they were like giving us hugs and stuff because it's a tough,
hard time.
It's a tough thing
hard
to do.
time.
Anyway, it was really interesting actually how they didn't bring the animal inside. They had a syringe and they put it like right into the skin of his paw so it doesn't like hurt him. Mm-hmm. And they give him this stuff, which the saddest thing I'll ever hear is he said, the vet says to us, she says, here's the deal. No matter what, he's going to whimper a little bit when this stuff goes in. So she puts the stuff in and he starts whining a little bit. And, you know, it's essentially, he's just like asleep. Mm-hmm. And he's gone. Now, the shittier part was we brought him home. You know, he was laying on his bed or whatever. And I went out back to dig a hole. I get out back. It's muddy as fuck. I mean, it's been raining forever. It takes me 3 hours to dig this hole that's like 4 foot deep. You know, just long enough to set him in there. Yeah. And we pick him up on the bed and we set him over there. And the blanket that was on the end of the couch that he sat on, we covered him with that. Mm-hmm. And it took us almost as long to cover him with like mud again. It was bad. It was a bad day. I ended up going for a drive. I went for like a 2-hour drive, went and hung out with some people, you know, just trying to get my mind off of shit. Yeah. And it was just not a good day. Yeah. Oh well. Daniel, funny cat story?
So, I have to move a little bit.
Alright, hold up, Daniel. I'm gonna just tell one more story about death right before you do that. Because,
we're running out of time.
We are running out of time.
About 2 minutes.
Alright, I'll make this as quick as possible then.
Daniel, story for the next time.
I mean, it's really funny. It's a quick...
Apparently, this is not a funny episode.
Hold on,
no, it's not. That's not right. It's 11:50.
Oh shit!
I should have left 5 minutes ago, but it's okay.
All right,
it's all right.
Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, if we're gonna do one last sad story before we do Daniel's quick and happy, and that is that this is the day my second hamster died.
I'm listening. I'm just gonna get my shit.
Yeah, I know. Her name was Oliver, and I know it's fucked because it's a her.
Oliver's a girl's name.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
She has a little sister named Oliver.
Oh, all right. Well, I didn't know that.
Ollie for short.
Yeah. I have a notorious thing of like naming my hamsters after soccer players, and that's where I got it.
Except for the fucking birds. God damn it.
The birds are great. Okay. So I'm holding her, and everything's going right for a normal day, and I have her in my hand, and I'm petting her, and everything's going right, and all of a sudden I hear. That was the exact noise.
Like a snap almost?
Like a snap. And I look down and I'm like, oh, that was weird. And I'm petting her, and all of a sudden I hear just a little.
The hamster just died?
Just a little. And I'm freaking out, and I put her onto the ground, or onto the couch, and I'm like, Oliver, are you okay? Oliver.
Yeah.
Oliver had a brain aneurysm.
Really?
In my hands.
What?
Shit.
It was terrifying.
That's
hard.
I'm keep in mind I guess I don't consider myself scared of this because I'm not really scared of anything. Like yes. I get nervous around stuff sometimes, but like having a brain aneurysm is one of my biggest quote unquote fears. Yeah.
Now,
because that shit can happen anytime, anywhere.
It was painless. It was a painless death.
It is actually our choir teacher who left, fuck you by the way, said he had a friend one time that was just sitting at home watching TV, fell over on the couch, fucking died.
Wow.
Yeah, brain aneurysm. It's scary shit. The human body is capable of the scariest shit.
The only reason we knew it was a brain aneurysm was because we looked at the eyes.
Bloody.
Blood eyes. My dad still says he was disappointed in my response to it because I said it was my fault. Instantly, I blamed myself, and that's something.
Well, I mean,
anybody.
what else can you do? You don't know, like.
I mean, yeah, but
I mean,
like,
it's the same thing. You pet a rabbit too hard, it dies. You break its neck. All that kind of shit.
But like, okay, so anybody out here that would possibly be listening to this, if you ever go through a situation like that, never blame yourself.
Yeah, it's
not your fault.
Shit happens. I mean, unless you know it directly is your fault, that's when you should blame yourself.
If something happens and it just happened, I'm not gonna say shit happens because I don't think that's the right phrase to use, but just don't blame yourself for stuff because there's a lot of cases like that where it's just not your fault.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's the end of my sad, depressing.
All right, quick funny cat story.
So basically, my cat Mittens is notorious for killing birds,
Oh yes.
not hamsters, like birds, rats, moles, anything she can get her claws on. And so one day, I'm outside playing. I was like 10 years old. I see her walk around with a bird in her mouth, still alive, still trying to get out of her mouth. Just walk around casually with it. I told my dad. My dad said, "Okay, get the hose ready." So
What?
he picks up.
What the fuck?
He picks up,
Wash the cat or the bird?
yeah. What happens? My dad picks up the cat. I pull out the hose. I spray the entire left side of my cat. And my cat, that's okay, stop. Just shake the cat. Let the bird go. Let the bird go. Okay, spray her again. I sprayed my cat twice
This is
with
like
the hose.
Guantanamo Bay. Let the information out.
Okay,
And
so
by the
wait.
way, I went cold water. As
Okay.
cold as I could get it.
I got a question.
And the
for
bird, okay, so ended up the bird flew out of the mouth.
Okay, so the bird was okay.
Bird was okay. How's the
Alright, see, what I thought was about to happen was cat lets go of bird. Bird is struggling on the ground, and you spray the fuck out of that bird with the
I
hose.
no.
thought that was what was. I thought you were gonna spray the bird and trying to get it
No,
to
we
wake up.
sprayed the
Fucking
cat.
drowning the bird to death.
Um,
Just water,
Goddamn cats.
just waterboarding the bird right quick.
All right, y'all.
Where's the money,
I think we're
Lebowski?
gonna have to make that the end of this one.
well,
I think this was a productive episode.
definitely gonna be a warning on the
Yeah.
fucking-
Description, because it was a little
not
deep.
just the description. I'm gonna put it in the title too because this is a little
Little
bit
deep,
of
little dark.
a little bit of a darker one.
But-
we are gonna do darker, sadder
did, yeah.
stuff.
I
But
think this was productive. We had a good time. Alright.
for the most part, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was sad, but
Uh,
it was us. And it's
So, yeah.
shit we do.
this was Storytime 2, Tarantino and Death. See you guys later.
And
See ya.
funny cats.